Welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 8 as we're live from the Intel Esports Arena, thrashing our way through the beautiful day of games we have ahead of us. We are now into the later stages really, Ben. The second half of games left to go. FaZe already locking it down, looking very effective there.
Yeah, looking very dominant, I guess is one word for it, right? 15-0 half. Bit slow to start the second one, I suppose, right? They didn't win that first buyout. It's still close.
Yeah.
But I suppose 16-5 win, they'll be happy. 3 points, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, that's very true. And they're close to actually getting themselves 6 points as well. If they're able to overthrow and grab their second map, it would be a huge win for them. And it looks likely. It is going to be Overpass.
Yeah, that is one of their better maps. I've said it a few times so far this series. 75% win rate across 36 games. And that's, top tier sample size. They're going to be, looking forward to this map ahead. Windigo, 60% win rate with 10 games played. Not great when you consider they probably have played a lot more tier 2, 3 opposition. It's looking very favourable towards FaZe right now, especially with how that first map was. Yeah,
that's true. That is the difference maker, is obviously the benchmarks we have from FaZe are a lot more against higher tier opponents. And that's why it looks a whole lot better for them going into this. And it is going to be quite scary for Windigo, because it seems like FaZe just want to claim all 6 points from this, and then getting into that second series versus a go, they could be looking to try and grab all 12 points today, Ben, if they carry on playing like this.
And the issue is, if you're somebody coming up against FaZe right now, Olaf is playing so good, Guardian is playing really good, Rain is showing a lot more entry-fragment capability, that lurking capability, even Carrigan is shooting really well. The only player that's not playing well actually is Nico.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to when everybody else is popping off. So it's just a bit of a fear factor. If all 5 of them were playing well, it's a very difficult mountain to climb against them.
It could be wild. I mean, if we actually see Nico start to return to form as well in the second map, it could be over so quickly. And that would be very insane, to say the least, as it was nearly a 16-0.
Yeah, and that would win the first 16-0 of Pro League as well. We saw a 16-2 on the first day, but alas, wasn't to be, apparently. That pistol run was still very close.
Yeah.
Like Rain, if he'd simply jacked left, he probably does get that kill. But Ships bailed them out a bit. He was just like, he even stabbed the body a bit, just trying to show that BM.
I know, the frustration there, trying to prove a point. But we do have the odds for this series as well. I imagine quite one-sided.
Not as one-sided as I thought they'd be there. That's quite surprising. Like, you would have, I suppose, consider what the worst odds we've probably seen. It was probably Australis against Space Soldiers, right? It was 1.13. It's 1.25 here. Consider that first map as well. I think it's quite surprising. I feel like that's an okay bet if you're thinking of FaZe as well, though. Like, it's one of their better maps. They were so good last map. That's pretty decent.
It is. That's not too bad at all. It is very interesting. As FaZe Clan, this is a map where they should be, in fact, looking stronger than Inferno as well. And everyone was playing very good. If they can carry that over and show that once more, Ben, I reckon this could be quite a fast series wrapped up in a 2-0 for FaZe.
I think the crazy thing is like the contrast Windigo, right? So they've played AGO and Heroic.
Yes.
8 points from the 12. Pretty good return. Those teams are not quite your top tier 1 teams. Like, they came from the MDL. Teams that are not quite up there, but they're still, they're still tier 2, 3, that sort of area, top 40, say, in the world.
Yeah.
Like, that's about the reach you get. Now they're facing teams like FaZe. You're going to be facing Australis later on in the season, Mouse. It looks like they're going to struggle monumentally right now, because they're struggling here. And it's, FaZe, obviously, they are a powerhouse. It's a bit different when Olaf's popping off. He has 27 kills that game.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get 27 kills, you might think that scoring gets a bit closer, and that first half might not have been a 15-0. But from what we've seen so far, Windigo, they didn't really show much on that CT side. They had lots of situations where they should probably won the round multiple times as well. Like, there was an internet mid with Bubble. He was in the smoke baiting his team, if I'm honest. And they could have got around on the board, but instead they did not. Potentially the inexperience in that situation, playing as better teams, they're not quite used to it. And it's starting to show a bit here.
It's true. It's definitely going to be a hard transition for Windigo, obviously. I mean, the last time I really saw the roster playing against that tier 1 talent would have been quite a while, probably one of the minors, really, because it sort of tends to be when they float around, it's those sort of times where you turn up, you see Windigo in action. But in terms of big events where they're facing off, it's not that regularly. That's why we don't have that many benchmarks of them versus that tier 1 opposition. So to make it into Pro League, it's a good spot to start and to actually get a ton of experience. When you think about the amount they can learn, as they'll have so many demos to look over by the end of the season, but how many games they're going to have to play. But are they going to really have any shaky results? Are they going to prove anything? Already the results they've had were interesting. I mean, versus Heroic, it was a bit of an upset. but Heroic haven't especially had the best form.
Yeah, the weirder thing is, right, it's all well and good having that experience, being able to watch those demos back, but you need to keep the slot as well. Like, you cannot finish bottom, otherwise you're straight relegated. That'll be straight back down to MDL. And MDL, it's like so tough to actually go from MDL into Pro League. It's like, you know, the only way you can do the straight up and down system is if you finish first. And even then, there's so many good teams in there. You've got Spirit. For example, today I saw a game that was played. It was Space Soldier and Spirit. Yeah. Space Soldiers, a team who they challenged the Astralis yesterday. They lost in that best of 3, sorry, against Team Spirit.
Yeah, it was a 2-0 as well, wasn't it?
I'm not too sure, but that's a team who challenged the #1 team in the world online. They then lose to Spirit, who are arguably 30th in the world. Yeah. In that sort of area. It's crazy.
It is very interesting, and that's online CS for you, really. It's just sort of the ups and downs. It's all over the shop. You never really know how it's going to go, and it is a bit of a wild one. So they definitely do want to try and avoid that relegation if they can, try and keep themselves up. They got a good few points there earlier on as they were able to go toe-to-toe versus Heroic, but can they get anything here? I mean, if they were able to at least force it into an overtime, that would be some kind of takeaway, but it doesn't seem likely. I feel like this is only a matter of time until we see really just FaZe popping off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, when you look at the stats that we have right here, you've got to be giving it towards FaZe, right? It's, you know, 75% win rate. And they looked so good that first map.
Yeah.
You're always going to be thinking, FaZe are probably going to win this. Even on paper, before seeing that first map, you would probably just say, FaZe should be winning this. But Windigo, they've got it all to prove, right? You know, they've got everything behind them. They can just try and catch them by surprise. They've just got to hope that, you know, a player like Olaf is not popping off, because he was insane that first map.
Yeah, he was actually incredible. Guardian as well, having a very big standpoint. Only missing a couple of critical shots when he needed to, but in terms of running away with it, he was charging in headstrong and winning the majority of the firefights.
Yeah, it was that one round, wasn't it, at Banana for Guardian, where he got the kill in the corner, somehow gets the close one. Then he goes to Ruins, gets another one, and he kills a guy jumping away in CT. He's trying to save. Yeah. He gets him jumping across. It was just like, what?
Wild kills that never should have happened.
Yeah, but that is one of the scary things about just FaZe in general, isn't it? Though, like, you can have Olaf playing well one game, Guardian the other, Rain the other, Nico the other, even Carrigan at times. It's just, you can't just be thinking, oh, he's having a down game, we're in a good spot now. He's been playing quite poorly recently. There'll always be somebody else playing a bit better. So, scary situation for Windigo, and one of the big things that was not in their favour last game is probably Bubble playing quite poorly. Like, we saw him yesterday, he was, 27 kills against Heroic on Test 2? I think he only had about 7 this game.
And that's not good enough. I mean, it's the fact that, right, look, in terms of what we expect to see, Bubble Blocker, they can be very big players, Ships as well can have his moments, and if they're not popping off, nothing's going to be happening, and especially on Overpass. Once we see what sides they're going to be on as well, it could even be more of a President story. If FaZe have a good start here, on a comfortable side for them, it could be very, very scary.
Yeah, it's one of those maps that, when things go wrong, you can clearly see it go wrong across the entire board. Yeah. Like, if your B hole is not there, you can get abused really hard. If the A hole is not consistent, so if you're not able to control whether it's the bathroom or A long, you're just giving the entire situation for FaZe to execute onto you, right? And FaZe, we saw Nico basically using up the whole playbook in that game. Honestly, he was using so many different kinds of executes, or at least calling them, and they were working out. And it makes me wonder, is he going to do the same on Overpass? Are they using all these online games perfectly as practice games just to, you know, try and get Nico up to shape with, you know, calling?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's one of those where maybe they are just trying to use this as a little bit of a testing ground for him, because, you know, you can afford to try and cut your losses a little bit here in Pro League in the early days. They have some weaker opponents they're facing off with first. You know, this isn't them going in straight against Astralis, where it would be a really hard game and they'd have to absolutely bring their A game to the server. They can afford a little bit of leeway here versus teams of this level, especially today. The 12 points they should be securing, it's pretty much set in stone when you look at it. It's just FaZe's points to lose, really, because they need to be beating these opponents. They're teams they would, in theory, beat time and time again.
The thing is as well, like, you can be a bit lax with an online league like this, because top 7 qualify. So it's not like it's, you know, the top 3, top 4, that sort of thing. You've got quite a bit of leeway there. You just need to be able to get more points than the other 7 teams around you, in theory at least, right? You know, 8th through I think it's 11th are the ones who stay in the league. Yeah. Whereas, you know, 12th, 13th, they all go to relegation, and 14th, of course, automatically relegated. And it looks like we might be seeing a bit of a B take coming in here. Straight rush back. They're keeping a player actually ducked in. He's going to get molted out.
Ooh, and already the kills start to come through. And it is a huge opener in the way of Windigo, Ben, as they kick it off fantastically. It's only Rain and Guardian that remain. They're trying to retake this as they will tiptoe back over, but Rain gets gooshed. He's left on just 40 HP. He should be finished here.
Yeah, Ships winning that trade ever so well. Does finally take him down, and Guardian, last man alive. He does have the kit, but it's such a big ass weight. Doesn't get it. Only the 1 kill from FaZe there. A good start for Windigo. And that's what they need, really, isn't it? Because the momentum wasn't really with them towards the end of that map.
Yeah.
But the question is, can they convert?
Yeah, a big start is great, but it just depends if they can actually keep it going. Tons of investment into the SMGs there. It's going to be 1 Galil that gets picked up as well. And an AK for Blocker. Blocker, normally very deadly when he has the AK in his hand, so at least he does have that extra bit of kit to play with.
I would be interested to see how much of a comparison there is when you put Blocker starting on T, to see how much he gets going.
Yeah.
Because he clearly is a bit more of an AK player than an M4. And we've seen him being quite lethal there. And that's a good early pick, onto Guardian there. He did get the tag onto Bubble, which is quite scary because you're against 4 Deagles. 30 HP is basically one-shot territory. But Windigo, they've taken that mid control. Haven't quite cleared out the toilets yet, but they are trying to test everywhere across the map here. Olaf actually pushed out Monster then as well. He cleared the full bit. Carrigan, they're closing on a Rain at long. Doesn't even get a kill out of it. Not even any bit of damage.
No, just Ships with a Mac 10, going to be able to rip his way through Rain.
I was going to say the timing.
Oh. It's the follow-up frag as well, so it's just Olaf Meister and Nico that are left alive into this one. Nico with a Deagle, gets a tag, can't actually convert it, but in the end will get the headshot off. Oh, Nico! That's the Nico effect as well, Ben. He can just open up rounds like this. If Olafmeister can aid him, maybe they can get something out of it. The Punisher finishes off Nico, and Olafmeister gets slain by Blocker. So Windigo will get that second round. But Nico did force them to go for 2 rebuys. 1 on Ships and 1 for Victor.
Yeah, it's all well and good getting the rebuys in, I suppose. But they did actually buy into that phase. So we didn't see that happen on Inferno because they didn't need to rush into the situation. They had a nice lead. Whereas this time, different game, different scoreline. And we're going to see the same thing they did last time on the 3rd round, if you remember. Nico flashed him at Banana, this time it will be mid. Although the only player there will be Bubble. So he needs mid. And they're hoping to hear and be here, but they know they've taken B short. They might try and adjust the actual end goal here. Instead, Nico throws the flash. They are going to peek it. Bubble, the only player there. He's able to pull back. Didn't even get hit. And they have entered B on Windigo's side. So this round should be going their way. Punisher, he's got 5 players coming through this connector bit. He's going to have to pull back.
Bomb's going to go down. Bush will come around, but the headshot from Blocker is nice as he will finish off Nico there. The spam comes through as well. Guardian going to be able to end the life of Punisher. Rain with the follow-up frag back on Bubble, and it is a big old trade, Ben. It actually goes into a position where FaZe Clan could win this round. They are miles away from the bomb, and they don't have the kit. The likelihood is very, very slim.
Ships is aggressive hunt then. So risky when you think about the fact that the round did go to a 2v2. But it does catch Olaf out with that AK. And it does mean they keep 2 AKs alive. And they do get the round. So ultimately, what matters is they got the round. They kept 2 AKs. And the question is, can they build from this? There's no open play on Guardian this time. Full rifle situation coming out from FaZe. Guardian, not the usual kind of player you see pick up a rifle, thinking back about it. He's not like, you consider what we saw from Device yesterday. A lot of rifling. Whereas Guardian, it feels like you always see him on an AWP or like a scout. So because of those rifles, they don't have that pressure, right? That Guardian will always give you that pressure on the map. If he has an AWP, he'll be going for a pick, or he'll be holding one of these angles. Instead, they're forced to rifle, and that means doubling up in toilets here. One flash could ruin their day.
Ooh, headshot from Rain. Rain just slays everyone, Ben. Only ended by Bubble there.
And Guardian survives on 1 HP as well, and Rain, he's very similar to the Fair when you think about like the way that you can play this A site. He normally used to play it really aggressive, and Guardian, he was so low. That kill was always going to happen in that instance. So they do win the round. only losing 2 players. It's gone really well. The Flash game is tough, but thankfully Rain was playing anti-Flash. And Windigo, they will be buying back into this. Punisher's going to be taking a... Actually, he did get dropped in 8k, so that's going to be a decent buy actually coming through. Only Bubble and Victor taking SMGs. But it does mean the utility that they have available to them is quite lackluster. And this looks like a heavy, possibly a B rush here. They're lining up smokes to throw instantly. The Molotov towards Barrel comes through. The Molotov at Barrel, the monsters will be gone. And they're out.
Straight in, straight out. Let's see what they can get up to. Karrigan with one as he'll be able to slay his way through Victor, but Nico doubles down. But it's going in favor of that T side. There's constant trades though. Guardian, the grenade is going to blast Blocker out of the server and leave it on Rain and Guardian to actually save the day here for the CT side. Windigo, can they pick up a 4th round, or is this going to be a 2nd for FaZe Clan? Rain's in the elevated angle, he's up top. Molotov comes in, but he gets a pick, and the follow-up. Punisher goes down. That is the round for FaZe as they'll find the defuse. And they can upgrade to the AKs as well.
That was a really good flash thrown by Guardian there. Rain heard that Molotov being pulled by the player in pit. He screamed, I need a flashbang. Guardian threw it from the graffiti area, perfectly lined up, gets both of the players that were facing that way. We do get a pause through. I wouldn't imagine that this would normally be a tactical pause from either of the sides. If anything, it'd be from the Windigo side. Obviously, they lost 2 gun rounds here. Potentially want to talk about the buy that they do have as well. It's not a great situation. So if they lose this round on the Windigo side, they get 2,400, which means they can invest half into it, but instead they're actually going to go for the buy. Ships bought an AK, dropped it to someone else, I think. This is very unusual. The MP5 goes to Ships, Block with a UMP, Bubble with an MP5 as well. We might see that same strat come out. There's not many grenades on the board for Windigo. The 2 smokes come out late for like Ships and Bubble. Ships could have got a Molotov and a flash here, but he saves $650 for whatever reason. They're sending 2 players. It's going to be a B short crunch. Unfortunately for FaZe, they're double playing it as well. 1 flash is all it'll take. They're going to burst through the door and B short pipe, I believe. Just a matter of time here.
Here comes the push. Carrick for the first. Olofmeister doubles down to assist him. Blocker will get 1, but the trade's there, and that is the round done instantly. All the kills found between those 2 men as they rack it up in seconds, and it's just so easy. It's tied up in a 3-on-3. 3-2-3, rather. And Windigo, as the buy will come back through, it can only really be a small investment into pistols. Ships will grab himself a deagle, but that seems about it.
Yeah, I was worried for FaZe there, but the flashes were not available to Windigo. And that meant that Karrigan was able to sit at that wall and mow them down as they came through the pipe and then complete the round on the player that ran through door. So as you mentioned, only really having pistols here. Rain and Karrigan both going so aggressive all day long, just taking any fight they can find. And Karrigan, he's advancing even further. He's just facing off party. Crazy aggression.
Oh. Blocker's the last one that is left alive here in a 1 versus 4. He is going to try and go for the backstab towards where Rain is located, but I doubt he'll really find anything.
Yeah, that smoke basically seals the deal. Unfortunately for him, he walks into the spam. I mean, I don't think there was a gap in that smoke. But Rain makes it work. Gets the kill straight through. 4-3 now. FaZe take the lead once more. And Windigo, they finally get another buy on the board. Decent utility, I suppose. Victor could have got a Molotov and a flashbang, unless it's a graphical area. I don't think it is. Another instance of some of these Bulgarian players actually not actually using all of their utility, or money rather, to get utility. Very unusual. So the flash comes through towards B short. So this was the same play that they did in that last round that they did half buy into. But look at the setup from FaZe. They've left Guardian alone on B with the AWP, while double pushing long. That's got to be a screaming call from there from Windigo. They need to go in. And Guardian, the only player there, he's going to have to hold 4 players back.
Ooh. This isn't working out well at all. Punisher and Victor are the only 2 that are currently alive for the side of Windigo. It is a 2-on-2, however, as the rotate comes around. Nico and Olof, what can they actually get up to here? Gonna entry from the same position. They have a ton of grenades, and they do start to launch them out. If that one connected, would do so much damage, which it does. Punisher on 27, the Molotov's out as well. There goes the flashbangs. All this utility they've had will help them majorly. And Nico, he's just got to get one more frag. He knows where the player is, finds the adjustment. Nico wraps it up as he glides his way down through the smoke to victory. Not only does he save the AWP, but he'll save the round. That's a 5-3 scoreline.
Yeah, really good utility usage there from both players in Upper. Both double in the site, the Molotov into that little pit area right in the corner, forced Victor out of that spot. And they managed to take the round. Nico playing a lot better now, this map. Potentially just a slow warmer. 5-3 now. And Windigo, because of that plant, they do go into another buy. They did 4,200 for that one, due to that plant. The question is, what can their default bring? Because so far we've mostly seen executes from them. And Blocker, he throws the smoke towards A right there. That's an interesting one. Potentially landing towards CT Graffiti maybe? Not too sure how far it would have gone. But again, FaZe, they're loving this aggression on the along, aren't they? They're like fully playing really deep down there.
Yeah. They've been risking it.
And Windigo, they've wasted so many grenades. So there is a player actually out B short here. And he's battling Nico and he wins the fight. B's been taken. Olaf's had to pull back. He's died as well. This is a really awkward run. That's the bomb! That's got to be an error. Because right now, FaZe, they've potentially ruined this round for Windigo. Carrigan knows damn well there's two players walking up behind him here. Got to reposition, but he's so low. Victor is low as well. He peeks into it, he gets the first kill. Little does he know that Victor's actually behind him, but thankfully he thought about smoking it. Quick switch and gets taken from behind.
Blocker on the angle. It's a great position to be, but Guardian still has defense of the bomb, Ben. It's a 1-on-2. He's got clear vision. And they're both coming from the same position as well. So they set him up to try and lock this one down. It just depends on how he plays it. As they're using that last of their utility. The smoke will bloom, but it doesn't block him. And they have one flash left on Blocker. The push comes around, but the timing!
There's only 15 seconds left. He still has a Molotov available to him. Missing that shot as well. Unfortunate situation there. I mean, Windigo, they nearly throw that round away, if I'm honest. Like, that one player, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Bubble, pushing up highway with the bomb after Victor got 2 kills towards B. Mind-boggling decision. FaZe, they lose their first round since that third one. And the buy is not fantastic. Spread of weapons, Mag 7, UMP, 2 rifles. But Guarding does start the AWP.
Carrigan, close range here with the Mag 7. Easy headshot. Pops him like a grape. Looks for some more as he will switch out to the Glil, but seems like he was preferring the Mag 7 instead there for a second.
Yeah, I've got to agree with him there. Especially in the situation he is in right now. Talk about the timing. Bubble was very confident he was probably going to push up there. But on the other side of the map, Guardian gets another kill towards ships. FaZe do have the advantage here, but I feel like Victor's going to catch Guardian out. Unfortunately, the timing is just not on his side. It's a very awkward round for Windigo to play here, isn't it? Bubble's got the bomb. And Victor, he does spot Guardian. Surely there's going to be a move from his teammates. Potentially try and crunch onto Victor. Instead he's making the solo play, and Bubble, he's going to be walking towards B. In an ideal world here, Victor is able to walk all the way through A towards B as well. But instead he's holding. He wants to get this kill. Feels like it's needed. And Guardian peeks just at the right time. Victor's so unlucky. He waited there for so long, and Nico, he knows exactly what's happening. Kills Bubble in the back. Awkward one to lose for Windigo there. Like, you know, they lose that first man in connector, and then it all starts falling apart at mid.
Very, very rough for them. Not how you want these rounds to go one bit. For FaZe Clan, though, it's a good position to be in now. They have weapons. They should be able to carry on from this and actually start to take a pretty dominant lead here on their CT side.
Yeah, the force buy comes in, Windigo. Rough spot for them to be in when it comes to the overall money. They do need to win this one. If they do win it, though, it is reset territory for either team. So it's essentially do or die right here. If FaZe win this, we're probably looking at 8-4 for If Windigo win, we might see them potentially take a lead.
Flashbang goes down, they swing out and try and get a read. They do have to fall back after not spotting anyone from Monster. Windigo. No real range, it is only Bubble that has a Galil. And Bubble's gone. Eliminated as Rain will wash over him. They keep on pushing though. The trade there from Punisher, but he is absolutely annihilated. Left burnt to a crisp in the Molotov by Guardian as he connects the headshot from the AWP. Here comes the attack on B. They're hoping they can slip in and test their might. They do find one frag, but the trade's there, and Olofmeister, not someone you want to be going up against as he defends from short.
Yeah, last man alive blocker. He's only got a CZ and Kevlar, as well as that 35 seconds to work with. He can't walk away. He has to find a fight somewhere. He has to take that fight. Olaf wins it. 7-4, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this go to 8-4 now. There's not much money on the Windigo side. A force buy would be what they can muster if they do want to try and win this one. But I can't imagine it's the correct call. So yeah, they only invest into what, 2 P250s, no grenades, potentially a fast rush towards whether it's mid or A long. You can see going towards mid now. And FaZe again, 2 players rushing fast through A long. The thing is, Guardian is the only player towards A. He doesn't have a Molotov or anything. He's not even looking at the correct angle. They're all out.
Everyone's through, he's seen them, he has to fall back to bank and just hope he can stay alive, but he gets one pick, looks for more as they're all swarming with the flick down to the headshot, and he's still alive, absolutely giving it, as he gets the flick around onto ships, the close range angle, but he finds it, and he gets himself a free upgrade to a P250. That's an 8th round picked up by FaZe Clan. Guardian makes the best of a very bad situation.
They didn't even get the plant then. Consider he was the only player on the site. Carrigan and Rain were able to get back to the site and actually kill the player who was planting default. You got to be thinking that if you're pushing in towards bank to try and kill the AWPer, you plant on that side. Guardian loses 1 HP with that HG grenade.
Yeah, he's hit himself. He actually only has 40 armor as well.
That is due to the pistols absolutely railing on him last round. But 40 armor is just about the barrier where you start wondering, do I rebuy it? And again, FaZe, they're playing so aggressive. 1 player in connector, 1 player party, 2 towards A long. They love leaving Guardian on his own towards B side. And a long range battle. Goes in favour of Windigo there. The AKs prevail. But Rain is still aggressive. Unfortunately, however, the fountain didn't save him this time. And now just Carrigan and Guardian last alive. Bubble, 29 HP. Carrigan trying to make some kind of informational play here. He's timed it really well. With that information though, Guardian must know that they're coming through this way, and this angle is perfect for it. He should be able to get the 1 kill and done here. Depending on how quick Punisher decides to make his lurk through door. If he gets the kill, he should be traded instantly.
That was so slow there from Bubble, but the trade's back from Punisher. It's up to Carrigan to attempt to save it. A 1 versus 3. Bree fires around, gets the first, the flick onto the second. Nearly does it, Ben, but Blocker finishes him off, and it does go 8-5 so far.
So despite winning the round, Windigo, they do not have much money. You know, you keep 2 players alive. It was a 4v2. And the pause does come through. I'm going to imagine this might be FaZe, I guess? Using up all, like, one of their 4 pauses. But Guardian has the AWP still. The buy is still good on that CT side. Whoever wins this round will most likely get the next one after that as well, based on how the money looks across the board. So you can see Windigo now. Bubble finally being trusted to get an AWP on this T side. Again, another slow game from him, 5 kills. Whereas on the other side of it, Guardian, 13. The AWP battle has been very one-sided so far this series.
Round 14 now, 8-5. FaZe Clan, can they try and put themselves in a position to take this at a 10-5 half? That's what they are hoping for. Windigo going to be trying to get themselves that 7th round on the board if they can keep it up. Do you see a little boost play coming out?
I do like to see this boost, especially late in the half as well. Not used it yet this game. finally getting some use from it. But Windigo, they're so far away still. They'll have to be on there for a good another 20 seconds, I'd imagine, before they actually get any contact. So the Molotov comes out, won't actually get to them. And the smoke at the front of toilets will start to fade very soon. That flash is perfect, but Rain, he's very confident. He stays up on this boost. You can only imagine that the players have actually got towards the connector. And that timing again. He's so willing to keep staying up here, and he finally gives away the game. He doesn't even get the kill or any damage from it. But this play, very risky from Rain. Especially as there's no flash from a teammate to come at all. He just pushes through.
Oh, Rain moving in, gets the kill on Punisher. Blocker will trade it back. And they get left in the 4v4. Kill from Carrigan is great, as he will be able to take down Blocker.
And the Exu's coming in from A long. All the CTs will be arriving very, very soon. Nico behind the truck. There's only 25 seconds to do as well. They need to push it, and they need to push fast. That bomb's already on the floor.
Nico does overthrow Victor, and Bubble will also suffer the same fate as Guardian connects the shot with the AWP. It goes 9-5, and FaZe, they are looking like they should be able to secure a 10-5 half, as Windigo have no real money for the last round of the first half.
So I mentioned before the game, even if one of the players from FaZe suffers, you usually see one or more of them play better. So this time, Olaf only 5 kills, not needed as much, whereas you got Guardian, Carrigan, both on near enough 15, 16 kills each. Both performing really, really well.
Guardian bought himself a UMP that he dropped by bank so he could grab it if they do push the A site fast, and he doesn't want to use the AWP as well.
Yeah, he'll catch them by surprise if that does come into effect. Because last time he did it, he did fall through bank, just kept on falling back, pulling shots. But it does look like this play is going to be towards that B site though, based on the positions currently had by the Windigo players. So the resmoke towards Monster actually missed there. And that was from Carrigan as well. Potentially something for him to look at after the game. Despite what I initially thought though, it does look like that's actually going to be an A-side play from Windigo. So the execute will be going towards this site. Will Guardian be able to use up that UMP that he did purchase?
Well, here comes the push-up. Guardian scopes in towards long. He did realise they were there, but he doesn't fancy his chances if he wants to overextend out and try and get the pick. Just holds by bank and relays the info to his team. 30 seconds on the clock, and it looks like it will be a play towards the A site.
Push comes in. He's already got the first kill towards A long. Does hold that angle for his teammate at the map. And Rain, thankfully at the map, he does get the first one. Does drop the ships at long, but that's the bomb on the floor already. Blocker, he was selling that fake at B. This round is over. It's a 10-5 half to FaZe.
Yep, it's done and dusted. There's nothing he can do. He has no time, and he realises this, so he will go down if they want to push him. If not, they can just let this happen, and that'll be a 10-5 half. We'll then be switching things up. And FaZe, they're looking pretty good right now, Ben. They're just being able to walk their way through quite confidently, and the odds get adjusted a bit.
Yeah, that looks about right. I mean, consider, Windigo won pistol, and they went all the way converting every round until that first buy. So it was 3-0 into a 10-5 deficit. So those odds, they do represent what it does feel like for this game. FaZe, complete control. And it looks like they probably will run away with it. The only way Windigo can get a footing to this game is by winning that pistol and then converting that way as well. But they would need that first buy for it to have any chance in my mind.
Yeah, it does not seem that likely that Windigo are going to be able to bring this one back, as it's a 10-5 half, but FaZe have looked pretty commanding in the majority of these rounds, and this pistol round could really set a big precedent as well. If they pick this one up, you only imagine they can project themselves further to close it out as we wait before we can carry on with the action here on the second half.
So Blocker is the player to actually take that hit on the Windigo side, but the interesting one is Punisher, getting a CZ and smoke. So that to me says he's probably going to be going towards B, possibly short perhaps, depending on what he wants to do this morning. Guardian goes for the grenades on that T side though. 2 flashes and a Molotov, and Bubble, that's a good entry kill. Straight into the round, all the way from that party area. And Guardian, he has to kind of show some sort of presence there just in case Bubble has instantly rotated.
Well, they do group up, and all 4 remaining FaZe Clan players are outside of B. Guardian has all the utility, so it's going to be a pop flash through. Molotov to try to get them off the Toxic, and a second pop flash to allow them in. Rain will get the first frag, takes down Victor. Carrigan looking to try and do the same, but can't. Overthrown by a blocker. Punisher from short. Very effective with the CZ as well, and this is a nice round from Windigo. Very effective.
It's just what they needed. They need to win this pistol, and they need to convert further to have a chance in this game. Already looking like this game, they'll have had more rounds than that Inferno matchup. And more CT rounds than they had in Inferno as well. So FaZe, they instantly buy into it. You see Nico gets that Kevlar straight in. And it might not be as much of a playbook round here from FaZe. A lot of Deagles across the board, and not so much utility. Just the one flash on Carrigan. Punisher, he plays for the sound cues. Doesn't quite hear anything really, but he does pull back anyway, just in case they were walking through connector. So Windigo willing to give up that mid presence. Very willing to leave, you know, Punisher quite close here with pretty much all the utility actually that they have. So this is quite dangerous. If he gets right hand peeked here from that highway angle, this could be bad, especially when Carrigan dies across the other side.
Oh, Guardian does actually find that shot off, but goes down. Luckily, Nico's there to trade it, and we know how naughty he is with that Deagle. And it is a 2 versus 3 retake. Ships, though, has an M4. Victor with the MP5 as they push out towards the site. They should clear that truck angle. And if they do, they'll negate a little bit of the edge that FaZe Clan has, but they give themselves an opportunity to win this one as they push around. Victor gets a kill, Nico goes down, and it is all on Carrigan, the former in-game leader for FaZe Clan. Can he step up now and deal damage when he needs to? They're going to tap the bomb to try and force the face. They do jump back on it. They are just committed for the defuse. Goes to the peak. He gets 1 kill. There's the second, and he's done it, Ben.
Very well played from Carrigan. Kind of, you know, saves the day in theory there. He actually team flashed Olaf on the site then when they went for the peak, funnily enough, and that probably was why he died. But thankfully he had the M4, he was able to play that range. He even risked that they were not sticking the defuse once more. 20 kills for him right now on this map. And FaZe take that round as well. I was worried for Windigo because the setup they had on A, it was playing perfectly into the hands of Deagles. And Windigo, they've actually gone through that Molotov to take short here. Depends on how Olaf actually is holding this. He might be caught out.
Olafmeister does get the initial pick as he slays Blocker with a Mac 10. Ships as well going to go down, so Olafmeister's having a field day and making a lot of money. Carrigan instantly fires off that shot as well as Punisher peeks into him, and it is just Bubble and Victor that remain. It won't be long before this round's wrapped up, you'd imagine. It's taken in favour of FaZe Clan, but they do try and make it costly, and Bubble's doing just that. He's got 2 picks with a scout. What more can he achieve before this one gets wrapped up? Oh,
He multied them!
The double kill, the collateral, Ben. Bubble. That's 4 kills into the round. It looked like it was just going to be an easy one for FaZe at that point, but he's been able to just make it so hard.
And he knows which side Olaf's coming from. This timing all depends on it, right? So if Olaf's able to get into the toilets just as Bubble looks around here. Ooh, Bubble, he's going to be playing mental games with himself here. So Olaf, he knows that the bomb was left actually towards A long. So Bubble, he can play with this perfectly fine. He knows there's not much time left on the actual clock. I know also I'm going to run straight into him by looks like left. He's going down connector. So Bubble, he's already got 4 kills this round. He needs the ace to win it. He's got no K. He heard him at B short just then. But Olaf, not had a fantastic game so far. But it's time for him to shine and save the day. And he can't. Bubble, with a scout and deagle at A long, somehow saves the day. A collateral scout shot as well to, you know, force the issue.
I don't know how it's even happened. I mean, he was doing damage, and it seemed like, all right, fair enough, he's just going to get a couple of tags off. Finds the first 2 kills, gets the double. And it's just a matter of time. I mean, Holophmeister tried to play it correctly, did, but goes down as he peeks towards shorts, the double deke spam from Bubble, and that's the round. And it's now an 11-7 scoreline.
Very bizarre as well. You can tell there's some miscommunication though. Whereas on that 3v1, so Guardian smoked the rock to try and get away, whereas Rain, he was willing to take the fight. He got tagged for it, and because of that tag, it meant they were, you know, low enough to be collateraled. But look at this. Windigo sent 3 players towards the A side of the map. And FaZe, they're thinking of going towards B. There's a gap on that smoke. It's a right-hand peek, though. Ships. He's thinking about it. You can see the FaZe players setting up for this execute. But a 3rd player has arrived in Bubble. So this is actually the Astralis speed taker. Look at that aggression!
Well, they're into the site. Victor going to get the trade with the UMP on Karrigan. Nico gets the first. Rain comes down on them. And it's all faltering. You wouldn't think that Windigo just won the previous round. It's into this. It's looking very FaZe Clan favoured as they do start to lock it down. Rain hopes to try and get an uppercut off here. If he can actually connect the shot. Blocker begins to tiptoe his way around. Rain has a good angle to play from, and we'll get the kill. Holophmeister kills Punisher in the meantime, and that is now the 12th round secured for FaZe, and the reset as well as Windigo are left broken for their economy.
Yeah, both teams just trading blows here, really. And the question is, will this finally be the end of those blows being traded? Because Bubble, he has got a scout again, but I don't see him getting another ace like he did on that round as previously shown.
They won't give him that opportunity again.
He's going to be peeking mid here. The flash misses, but he has sadly been pushed off the angle anyway. Fully smoked off, he shoots once, gonna have to be pulling back. This is such an aggressive play from FaZe though, and he's pulling the rotate. So it looks like they're setting up some smokes straight from the get-go. Throwing all 4 smokes in. Bubble still playing close, gets 1 tag off, gets another 1 tagged off. So 2 players are low, and all 4 CTs are going to be here in time. This is the Na'Vi smoke setup. And Nico wins that firefight.
They are swarming him though. They're trying to push through the smoke, but his teammates are luckily defending it quite well, and Nico's confident enough to try and go for the face himself. It's only Ships that remains. It will just take a matter of time before he falls. 13 rounds now picked up for FaZe Clan, as they're looking very effective here.
25 kills for Karrigan. So, you know, potentially that idea that he's not needed to IGL means he can just focus on his own game. Potentially coming true here. I mean, 25 kills. He's doing pretty well. But I suppose the bigger test would be against arguably, you know, better opponents, right? Because Windigo, it was a team we'd probably expect to finish in the bottom half.
Yeah.
And it's not even a disrespect towards the team either. There are just simply a lot of good teams in this European Pro League.
The odds are just stacked against them, really. They're just unfortunate. Obviously, they're one of the newer sides versus teams that are well-versed and have been here for a long time.
Yeah, while they do have a lot of experience, you know, I was looking at HLTV. It's like, Victor, for example, he's got like 1,200 maps played on HLTV.
Yeah.
Similar to Guardian, but his matches are all played against opposition which are not quite as good. You see the toilet stack, and the flash comes through. They're actually pushing all the way through.
Ooh. Nico, Guardian, and Karrigan. Easy pickings come through. Rain is going to eliminate Ships, and that is a 7-14 scoreline.
FaZe in a very good position now. Guardian throws away the Mach 10, goes for the AWP buy. Surprised they don't keep the Mach 10 and try and go for a bit of a faster round. But Guardian evidently needing that AWP, right? Hasn't really had to do much on this T side yet. And on the CT side there is no AWP in play, due to the money not being great. There's a lot of aggression at mid though. This timing could go against Guardian and Nico. If they were to check the fountain side, there's 3 kills. And they do! Nico gets both of them! But Bubble gets 2 in return, and Karrigan trades it back off though. It's a 3v2 in favour of FaZe. And Windigo, they're split across the map now. No utility left, no kit. It's a horrible situation.
No, this is rough, Ben. Round 22 here. a 3-on-2 as they decide which site they want to go to. They have all the time in the world as well. Still a minute on the clock. And Ships, if he keeps pushing up here towards long, he's going to expose himself. He's got 75 HP. There is no utility in play for either of the CTs that are alive right now. And Olofmeister takes the lead over towards Connector as he just try and link up with his teammates. Ships is going to get the contact. They're going to bypass him. Will he spot this out?
Last player is Olaf. He sees them all.
Oh, the
Surely
backstab
not.
play. He could spray them all down if he sets this up, gets the double. Surely the hat-trick, he'll find it. Ships wins the round for Windigo.
It was all about that timing. We could see him on the radar slowly walking up on it. And the last player, Olaf, not looking towards that entrance, because why would he? Ships gets all three of them in the back. The full spray. Lands it all. And Windigo, they have a second chance here. The issue is, though, FaZe, they'd won so many rounds in a row now that they still have another buy-in. So the same sort of setup from FaZe, though. Going for the same 4 players towards outside. And Olaf actually going to join them too, so they're considering just a full wolf back here. In fact, sending Olaf to door to work as that sort of lurk later on. So FaZe, we might see them do that same execute that they did earlier on. So normally it's the Na'Vi execute. The full smokes onto the site. So A1 fully cleared. Still only 2 players from Windigo on this A side though. They're setting up smokes. This is a deep execute actually. They're flashing in. Punisher, the only player really able to fight them.
Ooh, Carrigan gets the headshot. Punisher, but Bubble trades it back in a double, Ben. And it is a 3 versus 2 now as Guardian and Rain rapidly start to make their move into this round. They've had enough and they want to close this game out. No more shenanigans. Playtime's over. They start to dominate, but Victor pushes in. Surely he can't pick this round up. He tries his best, though. Gets the first kill, and Guardian adjusts. That's a triple kill for him. And the round picked up for FaZe. They need one more now to close this down. And Windigo, they had no money left, Ben. They are going to be broken going into this one. They would need a loan.
Unfortunately, the bank that they are right next to is not in operation right now.
No, they've checked their credit score.
Please try again on another weekday.
And they said they're not interested.
So, because of that CT economy, the reset potential, they win one round, but as soon as they lose, that's all of it gone. 15-8. It's been a better showing from Windigo, but it's all well and good having a better performance. At the end of the day, it's not going to be resulting in any points for them. Unless they're able to force this overtime. It's a big ask. But they'd have to come up with something crazy. FaZe seems to be on this D side. Like, they do it so slowly. It's a very much like a 0 to 100 within a space of like 10 seconds though. Like, they'll get into a certain position and then go from there, right? They'll do something to move up quite quickly. And then, for example, the execute that they just did towards long just then, there was the one at the bathroom where they did the Na'Vi smokes. And it looks like it'll be more of the same, but there is a player playing towards A long. They're going to flash the toilets and clear it, and Ships will be alerted that there will be players nearby. As soon as that take play happens. And Guardian, he's watching the corner. Gets the tag through the corner onto Blocker. As soon as that smoke goes in deep, Blocker's in a horrible position. He's done a lot of damage though.
Yeah, Carrigan gets that first pick. And Guardian through the wall as well. Never should have hit that shot, but the fact he did means that FaZe Clan should be finding victory here and closing down the map 16-8. Carrigan and Nico find a pick. Olofmeister for the final blow on Ships, and that is the game. 1, they lock it down. FaZe Clan are your winners there as they walk away with a full 6 points from that first best of 2 of the night.
Yeah, very one-sided results. Better from them really when you consider yesterday's performances. So 16-8, 16-5. They'll be happy with that, especially when you consider that, you know, the T side looked good. The only issue they could probably have really is just dropping some silly rounds here and there. I suppose that Bubble 1 comes to mind. But ultimately, it's a best of 1 or best of 2 series online. As long as you win, it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, they're going to be happy, obviously, 6 points already found, and there's still more to grab. Obviously, a Go coming up as their next opponent. that's a pretty good showing there on Overpass. Still locking it down pretty damn fast. And they could have closed it down even quicker as well. There was a couple of rounds that were pretty wild that Windigo won.
Well, I mean, if you consider the map started with Windigo having a 3-0 lead anyway, and then the half ended 10-5, so it was only 2 buy rounds that Windigo actually won on that T side. So ultimately, you know, in the grand scheme of things, Overpass, it was a good play from FaZe. You know, they looked good across the board. Carrigan played really well. Rain at times was needed. And Guardian, again, 24 kills I believe he had. And the interesting thing is, against AGO, Inferno will become again for FaZe. So that T side we saw from them against Windigo, we might see something potentially even better.
Yeah, if they were able to do something like that again, it could be ridiculous. Maybe this is the chance for them to get the 16-0, Ben. We'll find out when we come back in. That is going to be our last series of the night. A Go versus FaZe to round out the week here on the B stream. We'll leave you with these replays and we will see you after the break.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, The Road to Odense, Betway, MSI, Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.